They used to say of Elizabeth Taylor that she had violet eyes, and I guess that means they were a mixture of blue and brown, going towards the purple. And they were, when I looked into them, they were a very deep blue. At least they were that night, and a blue going towards a kind of a purple. She was extraordinary. I've had a long career, and I was successful enough early in my early 20s to meet some of the great legends when I was in Greece on Broadway, the first version of it. And it was a long run, and I came in somewhere in the middle of its Broadway run to play Jan, the Pink Lady. Richard Burton came to play in Equus next door, replacing Anthony Hopkins. And he came to the show, loved it, invited the whole cast to Sardi's one night. And so we all went over there, and we were mid dinner. Susan Hunt, who was Richard Burton's new girlfriend, was there. And suddenly she got up from her seat and she came over to our table. I was at a spillover table. At first, I was unhappy about that. But oh, when Susan left her seat and came over, she left a seat at the big table right behind me. And suddenly, the whole restaurant seemed to tip towards the door. And there was a whirlwind coming in the door. And it was Elizabeth. She was on Vincent Sardi's arm, and the whole place just stopped to look at her coming in. And she sat right down behind me, and I could hear every word. And I will just say this about it: an acting career is hard on people. And she came up as a child actor from National Velvet. She did not have a stable childhood, and she was kind of a mess. She looked gorgeous, but she was drinking a lot.
I'm loud and I'm vulgar and I wear the pants in the house because somebody's got to. But I am not a monster.
Everybody wanted to be near her. That energy was unstoppable. And to this day, I think of Elizabeth Taylor as a sister of show business because she didn't let anything stop her.
Thank you, Madame.
And I know she made a lot of mistakes and she must have been very harsh on herself, that thus the drinking. But I will always be glad that I was anywhere near that energy and got to talk to her. And I did. Um, and I wish I'd known more about enabling at the time because I did. She came to Greece the next night, and at the break, I think she wanted to get me a drink, and I did. But what was I going to do?
Drinks now, drinks for all.
And by that time, in her eyes, there was a distance. The song by John Prine, "Hello in There." It's not just about old people. It's about us. Whenever there's been so much mistrust, whether it's temporary or whether it's accumulation of years, where the eyes don't meet and can't meet, or if they do meet, it's when something of a false bright self that's trying to put it over because whatever is underneath is too painful to show. Um, and Elizabeth had that, but she combined it with an imperiousness. I see this on a social scale often as creating terrible pain for other people. At what point do you not see the harm you're doing and the pain you're causing? Stop. This is not where your life force should be going, no matter who you think you are. But in actors, I often see that we choose to take this life force into an artificial environment to some degree so that we minimize whatever harm our egos might be driven to do. That is actually how I have experienced celebrities in my career, all of my career. And I love that about actors. It's a kind of humility where we just know that we've got so much going on that we got to shepherd it and contain it and do the best we can to express the human condition using it. And with Elizabeth Taylor, you could feel that and see it. But as a fellow actress and human being, I often thought of her, particularly the many times she was near death. She almost died of pneumonia several times. I always kind of prayed for her and wondered what was going to happen, and she always survived. She even married that senator at one point, Senator John Warner, and there's a rather famous story that she was at some barbecue of his, and she was saying something, and he, gave her the signal. Now, Liz, that might be okay, in your show business, but you're around center. And she said to him, "Don't raise your almighty hand to me." I kind of love that. I don't know what it was about, but it is part of what I think about when I think about Elizabeth Taylor.